Lo and behold, here he comes. He's coming, he's coming. Slowly put the gun up. Start to squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Click! Welcome back to another episode of Hunter's Exchange. Today is November 12th. We're on our way south to Missouri to hunt with Nathan Askew. And talked to him the past couple of days. He said deer activity is good. The rut's kicking in. It's going to be an exciting trip. I think those were exact words. It's going to be an exciting trip. And I have tons of confidence in him. So Brad Ormsby and myself are headed down. And I'm looking forward to it. We're gonna get down. Unfortunately, we only have 3 days to hunt. It's gonna be tight for both of us, but I have a lot of confidence in where we're going and what we're gonna see to make this successful. So stay tuned, hang tight, and hold on and see what happens. Let's go to Missouri. Well, after the really long drive from Michigan to Missouri, we got checked into the hotel, and now we're gonna meet with Nathan to get a look at the topo maps and get an idea on how he runs his operation here and see what's going to happen.
This is my Missouri operation. It's called Missouri Trophy Hunts. I operate for white-tailed deer in southern Iowa and northern Missouri, and then I spend the other 6 months of the year in Africa with a safari company called Bullet Safaris. I've done this for a living for 10 years, and right now we're in the middle of the Missouri rut. So we're going to.
It is the middle of it.
There's been quite a bit of action.
Lots of action.
Oh yeah, and the rut's still going on. Just like you said, we're in only the second day of season. We had a little bit of cloudy and overcast weather yesterday. Today is nice and sunny. You know, we hunt several thousand acres of private land up here. All the properties are set up as you've seen. We've got you know, the stands are scouted out and hung in the right situations with different wind directions and all that. And we've got you know, just a lot of good ground, and we shoot decent deer repeatedly up here. So
I can see how that'll happen. And something that struck me and very impressive is you've been doing this for a living for 10 years, and your want and will to do it shows in your hard work. The very informative meeting at the beginning of the hunt.
And I appreciate that. I mean, you guys, obviously y'all hunt with outfitters from all over the United States, and so you get to see a lot of different styles and a lot of different ways of running a business when it comes to the outdoor industry, and I really focus on my clients. I mean, I provide a good hunt and an overall quality experience, but it takes a lot of preparation. It takes a lot of communication with your clients, and you know, being realistic, being truthful, and then providing a good product so I get repeat business. In the States, I'm guiding somewhere around 40 deer hunters a year. In Africa, I'm doing somewhere around, you know, 20 safaris. And I guide all my own hunts. I mean, I do have people working for me, qualified professional hunters in Africa, and you know, qualified people here in the States to help out with the deer hunting. But I do basically all of it, or most of it myself. I'm really hands-on, and so with that being said, I don't have time to be traveling back and forth a whole lot to Africa. So once I book the season, man, I head over. We shoot somewhere between 200 and 300 animals in Africa every year, ranging from elephants all the way down to the little antelope species.
Everything.
Then I come back here. The properties are obviously been set up for years. We move back into the deer hunting mode. I basically unpack a backpack from Africa, repack this truck with some deer hunting equipment, and go check everything, scout new areas and fresh sign, and we're ready to hunt well before the clients get up here. So it's just constant preparation and constant planning to provide a good hunt to our people.
Well, that's a lot of work. What do you do on your spare time? Do you hunt like it shows in your work ethic?
I haven't. I used to hunt as hard as I work, and you know, nowadays this takes up most of it. In Africa, I'll carry a gun, obviously, where there's several dangerous animals over there that we hunt. My job is to put my people in a position where they can pull the trigger and get the animal they want. Really, the only time I hunted was yesterday morning when we were split up in different camera crews, trying to get as much footage as possible. That's the first time in 8 years that I had the intention of actually shooting a buck, and that was due to the purpose of showing it to your viewers back home. So You don't get much time, and that's the downside of being in the outdoor industry on the side I'm on. It doesn't take away the passion or the, you know, my intense love for it. Sometimes, you know, you see a nice buck or a big main lion, and man, everybody wants to have one of those in their trophy.
Right.
Now, some of that stuff I can't afford to do myself because it's very expensive, but some of it, like the deer hunts, you know, they're reasonably priced, and I'd like to have a few more big bucks on my wall, but I basically gave up, you know, pretty much gave up hunting because it doesn't do me any good to shoot an animal that one of my clients can potentially shoot.
Right.
And that's what I want to do is get people in the position where they can pull the trigger. So.
Good. Well, it's already working. I'm looking forward to sitting in the stand myself.
Hey, we're going to keep after it and get a couple more down.
Let's do it.
All right.
Brad Ormsby and I are here, Missouri. Got a good night's rest. Let's go out and put a deer on the ground.
This is our first morning in Missouri. We've seen quite a few deer already this morning. Nathan put us on a pretty good spot. We saw a couple little bucks, nicer buck, and quite a few does and fawns this morning already. So looking forward to a great hunt. Here we are, we're back in the stand. Took a quick lunch break. Saw lots of deer this morning, a real good showing. Nathan put us on a really good spot here, and we're going to try it again tonight. Hopefully we can see that one we're looking for. So thanks to Nathan Askew, we're going to get an opportunity here yet this evening.
A little recap of day one. We saw lots of deer, some nice bucks. This place that Nathan has us sitting has got lots of promise. I can't wait to see tomorrow.
It's the second day here in Missouri, and we sat all day yesterday and we passed on 3 8-points that just didn't score out. He told us don't shoot anything 120 or less. And this morning we watched 7 does come around behind us, and they went around to the east and circled around in front of us, disappeared up in the hill.
Well, Brad and I are sitting in the stand morning 2 in Missouri. We've had lots of activity from deer. It's a beautiful morning, and we just had 7 does come around us. And we're thinking, you know what? I'm gonna slow down. Might have some time to relax here. And in the next 5 minutes, you aren't gonna believe what happens. Talk about excitement. Check this out. One doe's coming right towards us, and right behind her is this giant. And he's hot on her tail. You can hear him grunting. And he's coming closer and closer, and the doe's not slowing down. So in my head, I'm knowing that buck's not gonna slow down either. As he gets closer and closer, I'm thinking, Brad, slow the deer down. Stop the deer so you can get a shot. And you know, he's got the scope up. And finally, gut instinct, I made the noise. I said, I gotta get this deer down. I gotta stop it for Brad. Meh. Meh. So after I stopped the deer, I go, Brad, what were you doing? What were you thinking? You know, that deer had to stop. Were you gonna stop him? And he said, no. Right then I wanted to kick him out of the tree stand. But being the nice guy, he said, no, I was just gonna wait for an ethical shot, hope the doe would stop with the buck following her, and he would give me an ethical shot, and you know, hopefully that would happen that way. And Brad, sometimes it just doesn't happen that way.
Started hearing some crashing coming through, and brought just a monster within 20 yards of us. Almost couldn't use the scope on the rifle, he was so close. And so we're gonna go find him here in just a few minutes. Definitely the deer we were looking for, definitely the deer we were waiting for. And sure, I'm glad we passed on those small leaks that we saw yesterday.
Congratulations, man.
Thank you.
Tell me the story.
Well, this morning we weren't quiet. I mean, there was nothing, and we had 7 does come up behind us on that field again, on that ridge.
Yeah.
And they never come out of the field. They cut across around the field, and they went right up the trail, went around, and then they circled around in front of us. And the ridge in front of me, they went across that ridge in front of me. About 15, 20 minutes later, crashing and popping, and all 6 of them came right down the ridge. He was right behind them.
all there. Yeah.
And he come just barreling down the hill right straight at us.
He was ambitious. He had 6 does in front of him.
He was on the move. And we had to stop him about 20 yards from us.
Okay, so you shot him up close and personal.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we took him.
Good deal.
I couldn't get him in the scope. All I did, I went up to his horn, followed it down his neck, and when I hit the crest of his back, I touched it off.
All right, good deal. Good deal. I mean, that's great. Let's go take a look at him. Good deal.
So after we went back to the truck, met up with Nathan, let him know we had a deer down. We're headed back, going back to ground zero to where Brad put the hammer down on that giant.
Kind of this way, and then he turned and come back this way, and just moving, and come barreling down after those does and run right up this draw here.
Okay.
And right down here in the bottom of that draw is where we shot him at.
That's where you hit him. All right, well, good deal. All right, this is where you come into play. This is Colton. He's from Mexico, Missouri, and what's going to happen here is you're going to track this deer. Now it's big. They said it's 13 points. Have you seen a deer that big here yet? Mm-mm. Have you seen some bucks though?
Yeah.
Some good ones?
Yeah.
What do you think the biggest buck you've seen is?
Probably 10-pointer.
10-pointer, that one that we saw the opening morning when we were sweating and walking up that hill, the Baton Death March. Yeah, that was the one. All right, I'm gonna show you where he hit it from, and then you're gonna track him out. All right, I'll hold your gun for you. That'll be safer. Cool. What do you think? Are we gonna find this one?
Mm-hmm.
That looks like a lot of blood, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Keep on him. How far away do you think he is?
3 yards.
3 yards, huh? What do you think about that one?
Big.
Go up there and check him out. Man, great buck. Good deal, man. What do you think of that, Colton?
Big.
That one's pretty big, isn't he? Whoa, he's got you. Sure.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
He wasn't lying, it's 13 points. Man, it looks like a picket fence. That is, Joel.
That's a big Missouri whitetail.
No, that's, this would not be, I'm not going to say it's abnormal, but it's certainly not the norm on most, well, on a hunt anywhere, regardless of where you're hunting for whitetail.
Right.
I mean, this is
a
fantastic
whitetail.
deer. Lots of points, good mass, you know, out past his ears, or out to his ears anyway. You know, we see a lot of deer of this quality up in Iowa, and then in Missouri we see good deer. I mean, but we're typically shooting, you know, the goal, the benchmark is around 130 to 140 inches. Of course, I'm not, I mean, I quit hunting with the tape measure a long time ago, so I don't worry about that anymore. I mean, we have a good time and we shoot quality animals, and that's the name of the game. But man, this is really an exception to the rule. Well, I'm pumped for you guys. Congratulations, man.
Thank you.
Good deer.
All right, here we are halfway through our hunt with Nathan Askew here in northern Missouri. Brad was fortunate enough to tag a beautiful buck this morning, and so now it's my go. It's clouded up a little bit, the wind has picked up, but still I believe that the deer movement's going to be good for us. We're going to go hang a new stand, as funny as that may sound, because we've been seeing deer where we were at and might not have gotten a shot at Brad's big buck this morning if we weren't in that stand. But 99% of the movement we've been seeing has been up on top of this ridge. and there's a big wide shooting lane. And so we're gonna hang a couple Millennium stands up there and give tonight a go and see what we see. Now, I'm confident we're gonna see deer as long as we can get in there and get it done quietly. And leave the rest up to me and the big buck that's gonna be chasing that doe. The rut's still on heavy. Everything is fantastic. Couldn't ask for anything more except another deer to walk in front of me, lay the smack down on him. Well, hang tight and we'll see what happens. Well, we've been back from Missouri for quite some time now, and finally swallowed my pride, and I'll give you the rest of the story. You know, I gave Brad a hard time about not slowing that deer down in time, but he has just enough to get back on me now. Final evening, sitting in the stand, Nathan said, there's a limping 8-pointer around. You see him take him. Rut's on. He's going to get beat up. He's weak. He's probably not even going to make the winner. So, you see him, shoot him. All right, so this deer we've seen over the last couple days, he's not huge, but he's a legal deer. He's got a serious limp. He's been hurt fighting, tripped. I don't know. There's crevices, cliff walls. Who knows? But either way, I know he's hurting, and I also know my tag's going on him if I can put him down. Nathan says he's fair game, so he's one on my list. All right, in the stand my time. Lo and behold, here he comes. He's coming, he's coming. I said, here he is, Brad. You got the camera on him? He said, yeah, I'm good, I'm rolling. Slowly put the gun up. Start to squeeze, 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 click. Ugh. I forgot to rack a shell. Climbing up the tree, get all comfortable. I forgot to rack a shell. Now it goes click. Now who's the dummy? Brad, you can call me that if you like. Deer didn't spook though. So I slowly try to rack another shell, or try to rack a shell, like I should have in the first place. Bring the bolt back nice and slow, nice and quietly. Slide the bolt back, lock it down. I said, you still on him? He said, yep. Put the gun up, start to squeeze. Click. You gotta be kidding me. I didn't bring the bolt back far enough the second time. So, the deer didn't like hearing click twice, takes off, and I'm still dealing with it. That's hunting, I guess. Well, unfortunately, I didn't get an extra buck for my freezer this year, but I had an unbelievable time. We saw tons of deer, lots of nice bucks. I can't thank you, Nathan, enough for your opportunity and hospitality. I want to come back. Thanks for tuning in this week, folks. Stick around, catch us next week for another great episode of HX.